Thanks, Pilar, for joining us today and opening up the beautiful Zendo courtyard for us to have our chat. And thanks for saying yes to our series on the creative scene in Albuquerque. And we're having all these conversations with Albuquerque creatives, which I know there's a lot of people in this community that really see you as a creative entrepreneur because of the space that you created here. We'll get to that in a minute.
Okay.
So first, you are raised in Albuquerque, not born and raised, but raised.
Yeah.
So what keeps you here?
Probably the people. I have lived here my whole life since I was 2. And so I just feel really grounded and rooted. And, you can travel all over the United States, and I just think you don't find people like you find people here.
Let's talk a little bit about this creative pursuit,
Sure.
Zendo.
Yeah.
Just give us why you did it, why you keep doing it, and what it is for you and the community.
We started off with a vision of just having kind of a space for people to gather and to be able to get to know your neighbors and kind of get out of the digital realm and back into like having actual personal conversations with people. And it turns out that coffee is the magical elixir that kind of brings everybody together. But really it was just wanting to create like a third space, for people to feel like they could come and you never know who you're going to run into and who you're going to meet, and just kind of creating a space of belonging where people can gather, really.
It's so amazing to be here because there's art on the walls. You always have art installations.
Yeah.
There's people knitting over there beyond us. I mean, it's a really beautiful, creative space, and I know a lot of people come here, for their own their own inspiration and their own kind of connection and community. It's amazing. When you were in high school, what was your career path? What were you imagining?
I thought I was going to become a doctor, actually.
Oh, you were going to be a doctor. Okay.
And I'd like to think that I stayed true to my vision of wanting to help people, but just in a different way. Just holding space and getting to be a part of everybody's like day-to-day routine, I think, is something that is like what gives me breath, that really makes me who I am.
So tell me something that you believe about Albuquerque's creative scene, because you play a different role here. So what is something that you've seen and you believe about Albuquerque?
I think that the scene itself is just always sort of evolving, and I think that that's the coolest part about what we're doing here is we feature a different local artist every month. And it just feels like every single time we bring our next artist in, it's like elevated in some way.
Uh-huh.
And it just keeps getting better every time we showcase somebody new. And I feel like there's a definite need for it. There's so many creative people that are looking for places to show their work that, we're booked out, I think, probably right now till 2026.
Wow.
And we've had to actually put a little pause on accepting people because it's just there's so many people that want to showcase their art, which I think lends itself to talking about how expansive and thriving the community is right now. And I think that part of it is really cool.
Okay, so this is the lightning round.
Okay, I'm ready.
I mean, usually we tell people they're going to earn their drink, but these are your drinks, so I don't know what that means. But Albuquerque band or DJ that inspires?
I would say Adobe Disco.
Adobe Disco, okay.
Yeah.
Must see Albuquerque Arts or Cultural Festival.
I love the Zine Fest.
Do you love the
That
Zine
is my
Fest?
favorite fest. And sometimes they come and do stuff here, and I love participating, so
Yeah.
that's my favorite one for sure.
Great place to listen to live music in Albuquerque.
Probably Sister would be my favorite.
Sister.
Mm-hmm.
A favorite arts or cultural venue to spend a day, like a cold day or a too hot day?
I like going to the Albuquerque Museum.
Albuquerque Museum.
Yeah.
Okay. Favorite local food or Albuquerque restaurant that inspires?
Duran's, hands down.
Duran's.
Huevos.
Hands down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is a special one for you. Where is the best, most favorite place to drink maybe a coffee or a hot drink?
Well, I'm biased because I think Zendo.
Zendo, for sure.
But if I had to follow up, I'd say my next best is Slow Burn.
Oh, Slow Burn is
I like going
a
to Slow
second
Burn.
to your own place?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Any place else in Albuquerque that you would send people?
I'm really a big fan of Lapis Room.
Oh,
Laura over at
yeah.
Lapis Room is a dear friend of mine, and I feel like every time I have somebody that comes from out of town that's like wanting to see kind of what we're doing, I always send them to her gallery first, because I just think she has such an amazing collection of artists that are doing things here in New Mexico.
Very nice. Okay, well, I've earned my drink, and that is your drink. So what are you drinking today? What does the owner of Zendo drink?
I usually just drink drip coffee, but I've had a bunch of that already this morning. So I'm having a cortado, which is just equal parts espresso and half and half.
Oh, very nice. And I took your
Red
recommendation,
cappuccino.
Red cappuccino over ice.
It's really, really
So,
good.
thank you so much. Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you.
Nice. Love it.